you get me going on sales, this will be a lot longer than a half-hour podcast.
Well,
Because for some people, whether you want to be an entrepreneur or you want to be a real estate investor, or stock investor, you're going to make your money by either clicking the sell button or signing a contract that sells something or giving someone a receipt where you sold something. Selling means money's coming towards you. That's a huge thing. Even if I buy real estate, I'm going to sell space to a renter. So if you want to have a wealth plan that gets you from zero to wherever you want to be quickly, learn how to sell, whether it's by clicking a mouse without the gift of gab or negotiation with the gift of gab. The ability to be proud, to give value, and the name of your podcast, Selling with Love. People think that sales has to be one-upsmanship or some type of intellectual prowess. If that was the case, I'd have no students because I'm of average intelligence, maybe a hair below if you listen to me long enough. But sales is just service. It's just saying, look, I have some value, and I'm going to help you get this value. Value is what you receive. Money's just what you get rid of, but value is what you get to take home the rest of your life. And I'm very, very proud of the value I can give to you. So it's not there can be win-loses. People can take advantage, but my goodness, there's nothing wrong with a transaction that blesses someone's life where it's like my sons. I go, if your little glass of lemonade is worth more than that 50 cents, there's an inequality there. Not an equality, it's an inequality. You're giving more than you're taking, or they won't trade the money. So sales is really, if you love it, if it's with love, you'll be giving someone more than what you're taking. And that's true with an iPad, right? I mean, I'll give Steve Jobs that money all day long because he's giving me more. It's worth more than $300 or whatever they cost, right? They're worth more than that. So for people to be afraid of that, no, be proud of that, right? So don't get me going on sales.
Brother, this is the thesis.
No, forget about it.
I feel like we're cut from the same cloth because this is exactly what I'm trying to distill in people's mind. I'm so happy that, this has been my blessing from being in a position of interviewing amazing people like you, is that when people have that stereotype of sales being evil or bad or manipulative.
Combative, right? Adversary. It's not like that.
I bring these successful people that have been doing amazing stuff. And when I realize that great sales happen from the energy you just spoke about, is such a reminder that there's a lot of crap out there that we shouldn't pay attention to. There's a lot of bad sales experiences that we've taken very personally, and it is very personal, but that cloud the view of how the majority of sales happen, which are partnerships, great exchanges, successful. I mean, the entire world was built on the fact that sales have been happening around that energy, which is offering more than what you ask in return. And now we have abundance in the world. Like, that's the byproduct of continuously great sales going on, which makes me want to go into your history, because most people don't have that sales mindset. And it sounds like you got a leg up from having that sales mindset. Where did that come from for you?
I think I might be the luckiest person in the world. I mean, I'm not a complete idiot. My wife might disagree. I don't have the fastest processor going up here, and the RAM is very limited. My kids will tell you. But I was very, very lucky. I'm a big guy. I'm about 6'8". And I was the worst basketball player in the history of my school, but I was able to foul, so they gave me a little money to go to school. And I wound up at a school called the University of Utah, and they're a nice basketball school. And my coach was a Hall of Fame coach, great coach, Rick Majerus. And I learned more there about teamwork and competitiveness. But in the classroom side, I never found my way. We had accounting, and then biology, and then communications, and all the way down to zoology, A to Z. I found nothing that filled me with life and spirit and information. Absolutely nothing set me off. So I was pretty good with people, and I was brought up by my parents with this. I was always worried about going to hell. Very religious family, so you would never tell a lie because you were scared of going to hell, and between just being genuine and having the gift of gab, I wound up in sales when basketball was over. And I would sell everything under the sun. I absolutely loved it. I loved the feeling of getting a deal done. I love the feeling of a win-win. I love the thank you note that I would send out to someone who bought. I love the thank you note from back from someone that bought, right? I loved that. And so I started, I sold everything under the sun, man. I mean, it's everything under the sun.
Give me
And
one
in
of
the
your
90s
initial product sales, because those
Oh,
are
I've
always
done
fun.
everything. I remember one time I was in a parking lot and some guy approached me because I was talking to someone. He says, "Man, you look like you're pretty bold just talking to whoever." I says, "I don't care." And he said, "Hey, I sell water softeners door to door." And I said, "I'll give it a shot." So I went out and I says, "Let me try it a couple of days." I've done everything. I mean, phone stuff and everything else. And I loved every minute of it. Well, as I became more accustomed and got better at it, I started doing things like trade shows and big stuff, and people started asking me to give speeches, which was really an honor. To get paid for giving speeches was like insane. And I remember in the 90s, when the internet, everyone jokes about Vice President Al Gore when he said that he invented the internet, right about the time he claimed to invent it, which he didn't. Online software for people to trade by themselves online, so many people were being cut out of things. Real estate agents were being replaced by booking online, and calling up your broker just doesn't happen anymore. You do it online. And so there was a company that approached me that had a nice software for trading, and they had support and education that went with it. Say, "Andy, you're a pretty good salesman. Why don't you come work for us and sell our investing software?" I says, "I don't know anything about investing." But they go, "Yeah, but you can sell." I says, "All right." As I started using this stuff and learning about its features and benefits, I was amazed, like, this is really cool stuff. And right around this same time, the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad came into my life. And I thought, if I'm going to sell this to people, I should really learn how to use it better. And after tons of mistakes and lots of money lost and headaches and experience and a school of hard knocks, where the school colors were black and blue and the tuition was significant in mistakes, I was fortunate to start my own company and start selling my own education and start doing this the way I felt it should be done the best. And, you don't grow, as we've been fortunate to grow, without the honest conversation with people about how your things can help them in a very real way. And I think the number, you lift off some nice numbers, Jason, that were nice of you to say about how we've grown, the number of investors. The one I'm most proud of was last year is 93% of our students stay and are satisfied. And the 7% aren't angry. It just wasn't a fit for them. That's why I say, is stocks the most important asset class? I don't know. Some people, real estate is their thing. For 93% of the people that come, they like what we do, and others say, "I think I'd rather go out and start a business and sell something and hustle," which I go for it. I applaud that. I like doing it all. I mean, every asset class, making money is it's a thrill and it's a blessing and it's an honor. So that's a long-winded way of it was actually a sales path that introduced me into the idea of investing, and that's what I do today. So I have a sales career to thank for turning me into a student of investing.
Thank you so much for listening to the Selling with Love podcast. We have some previous episodes you can tune into right here. And if you prefer the short form content where you get to the point in under 10 minutes, we do have a ton of clips from our best episodes that are being shared on this channel as well. So pick which one supports you the most. And of course, thank you for liking, subscribing, and of course, selling with love.